So I'm sitting here literally about to go on here to talk about the fresh news, which at the time was Kyle Tucker and him getting signed to the Dodgers when all of a sudden, hello, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Bo Bichette has been now signed to the Mets. Hallelujah. So we have a whole new topic of discussion to come on there with. Hallelujah. Yes, man. Bo Bichette been signed with the Mets. I make the Mets look a little different. Come on, let's go ahead, keep it, get it going. You know we gotta keep it. 2026. Now y'all feel a little bit better. Y'all feel a little better now, finally, because the news for the Mets for the last few weeks has just been so detrimental. Oh, Pete Alonso leaves. Oh, we lose Edwin Diaz. Oh, we get Hopo. Oh, Jorge Polanco. But we moved out on the Kyle Tucker sweepstakes, and then all of a sudden, out the blue, Dave Cohen and them was like, nah, man. I mean, Steve Cohen and them was like, nah, man. We're going to go ahead. We're going to at least give our fans something to give us less of a hard time about, because I know for a fact that they are not getting treated well up in the New York market. And why not, man? You guys thought you were going to get Kyle Tucker, and you should. I mean, because let's keep it real. Juan Soto is not he's not a defender. All right, he is an average defender at best. But now that you don't have a Pete Alonso at first base, my assumption would be that perhaps they're looking at moving Bo, because he was signed to go to third base as opposed to shortstop, second base like he played with Toronto. And since he's going to quote unquote third base, and that's where, if I'm not mistaken, Mark Vientos was going to be playing, I would assume that as of this moment, this very moment, not in the future, but this very moment, they're more than likely looking at having Bo Bichette at the third base with Mark Vientos at the first base. Now, that is assuming they don't get another bat, and that bat possibly being named Cody Bellinger does end up taking over there at the first base mark. But we don't know that yet, so we'll have to wait and see. Until then, we will have to just assume that that's what the lineup is. But before we just sit here and talk overwhelmingly about the fact that Bo Bichette is now no longer a free agent, which is also tough. Can we talk about Toronto right now and how Toronto may be feeling? Toronto probably was really expecting Bo Bichette to be back in that lineup with Vladimir Guerrero, with Ernie Clement and all of them making plays like this, which was one of my favorite. This is the bat drop heard around the world. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is Shohei Ohtani. Oh, look at the way he throw that bat. I love the way he throw the bat, bro. The bat flip itself is worth the 3-year deal. Like, look, I want to play it one more time. Just look at the bat flip. The bat flip say, yo, you Shohei Ohtani? Well, meet my bat. Ow! And take it back to the home plate. I'm sorry, man. Bo Bichette, he just get that swag. That's something Vladdy probably taught him, man, because Vladdy played with fire too. Bo is my kind of player. You know me. I like the players that play with passion, that play with heart. I like the dudes that don't necessarily keep it quiet. And unfortunately, that's not the way I feel about Mr. 60 mil a year, Kyle Tucker, who now has the highest AAV in Major League Baseball. If I'm not mistaken, well, I know he's in the middle of that list with Shohei and Juan Soto, but Shohei got all the deferments. But there are deferrals, I should say, with Mr. Kyle Tucker as well. So let's go ahead and talk about the Kyle Tucker deal, if you won't mind. So it's been reported that this is kind of some of the shorthand information about the deal. Let's go over this, and then I'll read y'all a real quick couple excerpts from an article that we've got here from some of our trusted reporters at sportsillustrated.com that can give us a little bit more insight into what's going on with the Kyle Tucker deal. So here's what it says with Jeff Passan. For those listening, he's got 4 years. This is Kyle Tucker, 4 years, $240 million guaranteed. He's got 2 and 3 years 2 and 3 opt-out options, which means, if he ain't really feeling it, which really, like, that's going to happen. You're going to go somewhere else and they're going to give you 60 million. Shut up. He's got a $64 million signing bonus, which is something that I have a little bit of a question about. Like, does the signing bonus, is that included in the 240 mil? I'm gonna have to call up my homegirl, Katie Wu, because Katie Wu is now covering the Dodgers. I might need to hit her up real quick to see if I can get a little bit of insight on that. But back to the story at hand. So $64 million signing bonus, $30 million deferred, $57.1 million a year in net present value after factoring in deferrals, a record by $6 million, a staggering deal. If I don't say so myself, yeah, you think? Okay, like the dude right now is currently getting paid more than Juan Soto annually for his AAV. Juan Soto's at a $50 million a year deal, and that's on the Mets. The Mets, who were not quiet about offering Cal Tucker $50 million a year for a short-term deal, and it looks like the Dodgers was like, let's see what he says to that. Yeah, he's thinking about that. All right, then we can do short-term deals too. You know what? We got a little bit of extra change we got from the Japanese marketing team we have over here. We can throw you a couple extra $10 million a year, no big deal. But you know what the real secret to the success of the Dodgers is? You know what the real, true, legit secret of the Dodgers and their ability to acquire all of these really crazy dope players? The real secret is 2 words, 3, deferments. Yes, sir. If it ain't for these deferments, hallelujah, these Dodgers ain't going to be what you think. They are not going to look the same. They're not. The deferments made the Dodgers who they are today. Let's keep it real. Let's not sit there and try to act like that. Shohei, first of all, got signed for $700 million for umpteen years. But did he want all that money up front? No, he said, I let $7 million for that. If that was it, 70 mil AAV, just give me $2 million. The rest of that money, I want you to spread it out so that you ain't got all the pressure weighing on me like it was in Anaheim. So it's not just 2 good players and then a bunch of I don't want to call them scrubs, but a bunch of folks that are still on the upward tick outside of me. This is why the Dodgers are killing it. They're not out there trying to stretch players, give them all they want right now. They're convincing folks, look, not only are we a winning organization, not only if you leave us, which hopefully you don't, but if you do, will you leave better and with rings under your belt, but you also will be giving us an opportunity to make it so that the winning culture of LA maintains its high standards. And how will you help us with that? We're going to go ahead and start paying you your retirement money about 5 years from now. But right now, just take a little 50-something mil. But then guess what? Later on, even when you ain't even playing with us no more, you're going to still get checks from the Dodgers, which is crazy. I mean, outside of the fact, obviously, they're still just the winningest team. And you always want to be around the winningest team, right? Because, hey, there's a lot of cats on that team like Justin Dean who played just a little bit in the playoffs, but now have a ring under their belt, you know, kind of like the one that Teo got from the Astros. So we'll talk about that. But let me digress real quick. Let's talk about what it is that Kyle Tucker is now going to be bringing to this team. So what was the big thing that you get to take away from Kyle Tucker and his contributions to this year's team? Well, the one thing that I want to say is the most prevalent, frankly, is the fact that he is not a terrible defender. Like, unfortunately, the defender that they have right now, Teoscar Hernandez, who's one of my favorite players, frankly, but Teo just did not seem to have this kind of defense, the ability to jump out there, run as fast as you can, slide, get that ball, throw it, and then make it look like it wasn't even that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody don't have that kind of talent, especially Teo. We saw last year, Teo frankly looked out of his league, out of his depth when he was out there in the outfield, especially in right field. Now, we know when it's the left field, he was a little less under pressure, but they gave Conforto the left field, put Mookie on the shortstop, and then they had Teo over there in the right field, which frankly probably cost them a game or two in the playoffs because there was a couple instances where Teo just could not or would not get to the ball at the right time. Andy Paez had to run it down for him, and that just kept happening. The bat's still the same. Teo bat ain't going nowhere. In fact, I believe that's what they're paying him for. I think he's at the end of a 3-year, $60 million deal. I think he has 2 more years left on the deal. So for this right now, the question is this going to be enough to cement the Dodgers outfield? We still got that center field gap with Andy Paez, who destroys his role during that regular season, but then we got to substitute in a Tommy Edman or Andy or a Kike or somebody for him in the outfield just in case they need a hit. All right, and he found himself benched in the World Series. But now we have a Kyle Tucker who is a bona fide pro, been doing it for a while. And I want to go over a little bit of Kyle Tucker and what it is he brings to the table as well. Now, in addition to Cal being a really good player, let's look at his progression over the years. Keep in mind, last year he had that finger injury that he had to deal with, so he didn't necessarily do the very best he could. But let's keep that in context, and let's go ahead and talk about this a little bit. Now, this is general stats. You know, I ain't really a big fan of the general stats, so let's talk about some of the actual more broad stats. Will you? Let's go ahead and go there if you don't mind. So let's take a look. This is what StatCast has for him in the last few years, the AL years being his Houston years, of course, one of those with the World Series, but the last year with the Cubs. And the Cubs, if you recall, did not necessarily like him as much halfway through the year. Remember, he was getting booed, and it didn't look like he was really running to first base, and they wasn't really feeling him like that. Well, I bet you they're going to miss him a little bit, but frankly, this does give more way for Seiya Suzuki, who I believe is going to come to the field in Chicago with the highest sense of ferocity, because now he knows what's at stake, and he don't want to lose that outfield position no more. I think he's going to get his defense to match his bat, and hopefully he don't have to worry about that gap out there, because they did trade away Owen Casey as well, so that they can get Breggy. All right, but let's look at these numbers a little bit deeper and let's see what they actually are saying. Okay, so if you look closely, you'll notice that Kyle Tucker has an OBP that almost never drops below 3. Look all the way over here to the right, right in front of that slug, and that OBP stay right around 3, and that slug stay around 5. That's where it's supposed to be. So you get that league average of about 8. Now you want that OPS to be at about 1. You want it to be at about 1, 2. You want it to be at about 12 something. You know what I'm saying? But if it's around this area, which is the average, that means that you're more than likely looking at the potential for him to have some more uptick. I also want to look in the middle here. Check this out. Here's 2 numbers that stand out to me tremendously. Check out the BBs in the middle. That is walks. All right. Look at how many walks this dude. Look at the number of walks. Look at those walks, bro. Look at. Do you see this 87 walks? Okay. That's nothing to be sneezing at. Each walk is for the Dodgers is a run. Okay. When they get somebody on base, that's why I frankly think don't be surprised if Luis Arias gets shot to the Dodgers. You heard it here first. But I ain't saying nothing else after that. All right. Now check this out. We're looking at the walks. That's crazy. Look at how that gives him his run potential. You notice that those walks, some of them turned into runs. That's why his runs in that fifth column right there is at 91 something. But honestly, I'm gonna tell you what the real big kicker is for me. The one that I think is going to do them the best thing that Tucker is getting is bringing to the table is this stat right here. If you look in the middle, look at the one that is SB, stolen bases. Right now, who's stealing bases for the Dodgers? I'll wait. Who's stealing bases? Shohei, Andy, occasionally Mookie. If you're lucky, Freddie, if he don't hurt himself in the process. Who's stealing bases? They need somebody like Kyle Tucker with his speed who's going to run it all the way out. I mean, this isn't a stolen base, but this is him running. All right. And they need somebody who's going to be able to capitalize on their on-base potential. And guess what they just did? They just did that. Now, one thing I'll tell y'all real quick, this is just a personal thing. Kyle Tucker, as great as he is statistically and all of that, he ain't really my kind of player. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude is cool and all that, but you know me, I don't like the chill folks. I like the folks that jump up and down and cause a scene, and the Wilson Contrerases of the world. You know what I'm saying? I like the Jazz Chisholms and the Denzels of the world. So yeah, Kyle Tucker, he's a very fundamental player. He lacks excitement, in my opinion. He just is a very about, just go about my business, do whatever needs to be done, and don't smile. Do it like you've done it before. I ain't really one of them dudes who likes to do it like you've done it before thing. You know what I'm saying? That's not my thing. I like oh my God, I've never done this before, or I did this, and now guess what? You got to get me out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so that's just me personally, but because I be looking at Kyle Tucker like, make a move, do something, man. You ain't really impressing me now. You know what I'm saying? But nah, let me stop, bro. I don't mind Kyle Tucker. I think he is what he is, but excitement factor, but I don't think that really matters. Does LA care that he doesn't bounce around or has some sort of crazy thing like Jazz when he comes into the when he comes in the home plate? Like, nah, I don't think they care. All they care about is this right here, homeboy. The S, the T, the A, the T, the S, the stats. And I think that he is getting that. So good on y'all, LA. For doing what y'all do. And I will say this real quick. I saw somebody saying, in fact, it was one of my best friends in the world who texted me with this information and was like, "Oh, Cal Tucker to the blah blah blah," and he texted it and he had this disclaimer behind it. He said, "The rich keep getting richer." Am I tripping? But did not like the Mets also have an offer in on Cal Tucker, but they shortchanged him? Didn't Toronto also have something out for him? All right, and not forget that he was in Chicago. They could have been offered this dude money from before he even got into the free agent season. You know what he wants. You know what you have. It's not the Dodgers' fault that they winning. And look, I'm not a Dodgers fan. We all know that. I'm not a Dodgers fan. But I agree with what I saw on TV a little earlier when that somebody said, like, look, the Dodgers are good for baseball. I agree wholeheartedly. I think that was my homeboy Steve Phillips. That my dog. What's up, Q-Tip? That my dog right there. They say baseball. Listen, I went to a Dodgers game in St. Louis. I flew home to St. Louis to watch Shohei, Mookie, and Teoscar. I went. The stadium actually had some people in it too. It wasn't like it was. I mean, this ain't the game, but I was there, and yeah, it was exciting. It was exciting to see the World Series Dodgers in my stadium. It was cool to see the World Series Dodgers in the Busch Stadium with our lackluster Cardinals team that ended up under 500 at the end of the season. But they're good for it's good. It's good to have a good team to showcase, at least as a standard for those to try to beat. So I don't fall for the whole, Dodgers are ruining baseball. They're ruining it. Nah, they ain't, man. They're just good right now. And they're not only good, but the Dodgers are smart. And that's why it's hard to really get mad at them. It ain't like they've just been sitting here dominating, not letting anybody make moves. All right, we just saw Ranger Suarez go to the Mets. We just saw Alex Bregman go to the Cubs. These are moves that the Dodgers could have made, right? But nah, they're making moves that work best for them. There's no reason for them to have to worry about doing all of that right now. They still got a Tommy Edman, a Andy Paez. They still haven't reached the potential for Justin Dean if he stays on the roster. Teo's got another year or two. Mookie, I frankly think he's going to get traded after 2 or 3 years. I don't think that he is into baseball no more. He's not Anthony Rendon, but he's definitely not like young Mookie who just wants to play baseball. Like literally, if Mookie has been saying in so many interviews, I mean, I'm just good at baseball, but it ain't really my passion. I mean, not like those words, but I'm paraphrasing, okay? So, yeah, good for you, Cal. I'm happy that you are getting a good deal, and I'm happy that the Dodgers are just going to keep on getting better, especially because it's going to give my homegirl Katie a lot more to report. She's going to be all over the news today, boy. And good for you, man. That's what's up. So, moving right along, if you don't mind, to our next subject at hand, which, of course, is what pivoted the Bo Bichette deal. Hallelujah. Man, isn't that crazy? Like, Bo Bichette just came out and all of a sudden, you know what this is? Part of this is, yeah, we better hurry up and get some news out there, because if our fans get wind of the fact that we lost lost the Cal Tucker joint after losing Bregman, after losing Pete, after losing Suarez, like, I mean, Diaz, like, they're gonna be like, all right, man, we out. Some of them, it ain't too hard for, one of my best friends, Tylene. This dude is a New Jersey dude who is a Yankees fan, but when we went to spring training last year, he came in a Soto jersey. The Mets. Like, how hard is it to change your loyalty when you in, oh, no. Okay. I thought there was more break. I thought it was more breaking news. So, yeah, man. Now, let's talk about what this means. The Bo Bichette deal is a little bit different. And I'd like to at least get a little bit more into the weeds about what exactly this means. But let's talk about what kind of player this is that Bo Bichette is. Obviously, I've already showed y'all what was my favorite, which was the bat flip of all bat flips, which I think would only rival a couple of bat flips. One of which was the Shohei Ohtani when he was geeking at what's my man with the purple hair? Out there. The other one was when I saw Josh Naylor do the full pirouette. And I don't think that was a bet draft. But anyway, let's look at what kind of stats Bo be putting up. So this is your boy Bo Bichette. This is just an average, but this is what I want to show y'all. Like, check this out. Look at this. Look at Bo. Bo is literally damn near in his 3 damn near full seasons of play, a 300 batter. The dude is damn near batting 300. Look, his worst season where he wasn't even much playing like that. The dude only hit 4 home runs, but he in all the seasons where he's almost fully active, he's over 300. I know batting average ain't really nothing to nobody no more. People ain't really paying as much attention to it as they used to. But the dude hits. He is a hitter, and he's in his mid-20s. This is the kind of guy that you can build a team around. The only thing that makes me a little sad, again, man, is the fact that I honestly loved watching Bo Bichette paired alongside Vladdy Guerrero. These two grew up in the same clubhouse. They both belong to baseball families. Bo's dad being Dante, Vladdy's dad being Vladimir Guerrero Sr. And you kind of, if you're a fan of the Toronto Blue Jays, it's kind of difficult for you to maybe imagine him not on your team because you've always just envisioned that 1-2 punch, Vladdy and Bo. And you almost kind of know inside, like, even though Bo's going to New York, that he and Vladdy still gonna be the best of friends, right? Like, you still, if Bo gets to the All-Star game, you still gonna see Bo and Vladdy chopping it up at the bit, right? But at the end of the day, man, Bo got to do what Bo got to do. And it really felt like they went for Dylan Cease. Feel like they was trying to go for Cal Tucker as if there was no Bo Bichette. The weird thing is for me, and this is, I wonder if what a lot of Toronto fans are thinking the same thing I'm thinking. If you had money for if you had money for Cal Tucker, how come you didn't have money for Bo Bichette? Am I the only one thinking that? Am I the only one thinking, like, I thought y'all wanted Bo Bichette? And the only reason I mention that is because for some reason it's making me think they might know something we don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's his clubhouse demeanor, if he's just injury prone. But it feels like there's something that the Toronto Blue Jays know or just don't like that made them say, nah, yeah, we got Kyle Tucker money, but not Bo Bichette money. And if I'm being honest, this deal easily looks like a deal that Toronto could have easily offered Bo Bichette. And I just don't get why they didn't. Like, I mean, we talk of symmetry. And it's not like they have anybody in their place right now. It's not like there's somebody else there that's going to take. I mean, I know Andres Jimenez held down shortstop, and they'll probably be all right with Ernie Clement and them at second base and all of that. But I thought that it was looking to improve their team. And as of right now, they still have George Springer as an outfielder. And George, he about to be 40. All right. They still have Anthony Santander. Like, they still got, or is he a free agent right now? I don't know. He might be a free agent. So yeah, I don't get why Blue Jays, I ain't a fan of y'all, but why y'all couldn't make this deal? Y'all couldn't make this man this deal? Oh, I was about to say, well, the whole Canada tax thing, that might have something to do with it. But I'm really interested to know why. Let's read a little quick article before I start to get up out of here. And let's see if we can provide some insight to y'all as to why it is we may not have gotten a Blue Jays return for the one and only Bo Bichette. Let's talk about it real quick. This is an article written by a man. Oh, my bad. It just went away. Let me bring it back up right quick. Okay, here it is. Bo Bichette. All right. It says, this is an article, by the way. Let me give credit to Chris Quick. That's CWIK, who is a contributing writer at Yahoo Sports, where my homeboy, let me not do that again. Yeah, so he does that. Anyway, Bo Bichette entered as well. We don't have to go through all that. All right, Bo Bichette has reportedly agreed to a 3-year, $126 million deal with the New York Mets. Let's get into the details. So according to this deal, after losing Kyle Tucker, okay, coming up, in the 2025 MLB season, it was not a guarantee that Bichette would reach a major deal when he hit the market, despite 5 previous seasons of which he slashed 299, 340, 487. He experienced a down year in 2024, hitting just 225, 277, and 322. That's 225 average, 277 on base, and then 322 slug over 336 plate appearances. While his defense still graded out, well, Bichette was among the worst hitters of baseball. That's in 2024. All right, 2025 was a little different. All right, I ain't gonna sit there and read all that. Let's get this. Okay. Bichette definitively answered that question, okay, which is, was he already a player in decline or did a slow start spiral out of control due to injuries? Well, the shortstop returned to his hit-happy ways in 2025, slashing at 311, 357, and 480 with 18 home runs and over 628 plate appearances. It was his best offensive performance since his rookie season when Bichette clubbed 11 home runs and 212 plate appearances. Now, let me see. While Bet is capable of superstar production, injuries have been an issue for the infielder. In addition to his injury-riddled 2024 season, Bichette missed the 2023 due to knee and quad injuries and missed most of the playoffs in 2025 after sustaining another knee injury. All right, real quick, let's wrap this up. Other than that, Bichette performed despite those injuries. Following his knee injury in September, he returned time to play in the World Series. Remember that when he played in the World Series and had a good play over there at second base? Wouldn't expect that. He hit 348 across 7 World Series games. He even smacked a 3-run homer. Remember that? Boom. Yeah, this is the 3-1 homer he smacked right here. Off of who? Shohei Ohtani. Womp. Bat flip. Let go. So he was let me see. Yeah. Oh, and they even mentioned that he even smacked a 3-1 homer off of Los Angeles Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani in Game 7 of the World Series. Hey, I did just show that to you. Bichette was given a qualifying offer from Toronto Blue Jays. He declined that offer. What was that offer? He got a qualifying. Okay. So a qualifying offer, as you know, was about $22 million. So he was like, "Nah, I'm cool on that. I think I could do better than that." As he was right. He was proven right. The Mets now shell out $126 million for Bichette, who has proven multiple times that he is a legitimate top-of-the-order hitter, capable of giving teams strong defense at one of the most important positions. Now, that may or may not be true. We'll have to see how he performs when he actually has a full season of non-injury based ball playing. But as of right now, you can almost say with certainty that this is a meal that's going to, at bare minimum, help the offense for the New York Mets. Even though one could argue that the offense wasn't what the problem was, the defense. Remember what we got from our man. Not Cohen, but what's the other guy name? Man. Stearns. Yeah, my bad. Stearns. So after getting Stearns, Stearns was like, after this last season, they basically was like, yeah, we really are focusing on run prevention this upcoming year. This does not help with run prevention. All right, maybe Marcus Semien does, perhaps Jorge Polanco if he's not DHing, but this is an offensive move. This should help alleviate some of the stress from Francisco Lindor, and this is probably going to be his triple play partner, or at least, I don't know, who knows, maybe even a double play partner. All right, with Bichette at third and Lindor at second, possibly Brent Beatty or whoever it is that they got it. I keep saying Lindor at second, but it's shortstop. I don't know why I keep saying second. And then we'll have to see what happens with first base. Is Vientos ready for first base? Can Vientos play first base? I mean, darn near was having trouble playing third base. Y'all can't just ship this man over there. All right, y'all should have been out. Well, time is still going to tell whether or not they go for Cody Bellinger, which will probably answer all of those problems, right? I just wonder if this is going to help with the clubhouse. Because we've all read and heard the reports about Juan Soto, Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso when he was there, and your boy Brandon Nimmo having that power struggle. You know, Brandon being a long-standing Brandon and Pete both being like long-standing Mets, damn near Met lifers. And then here come the newbies, Juan Soto from the Yankees. And then Francisco Lindor from, at the time, the Indians. So Does Bo Bichette come in and just kind of break that whole little hierarchy down? Does he walk by himself, do everything by himself? Is he a clubhouse guy? This is going to be his first time being traded. Okay. So at least he gets to control it, and he's going to get, it looks like, over 40 mil a year just for this efforts, which is more than, it's almost twice as much as that qualifying offer that the Blue Jays offered him. Okay, so good on y'all, man. I'm happy for you. Looks like y'all are going in the right direction, Blue Jays, and we have nothing but high anticipation for what it is that we're planning to see from y'all this upcoming season. All right, man. So let's go ahead and start wrapping this up real quick. I did think that it was interesting that we had all of these things happen so abruptly. Like literally this week, we got Breggy, we got Ranger, we got Cal Tucker, we got Bo Bichette, and I'm sure they're not even done. And not to mention the Nolan Arenado thing that happened just at the Cups of the weekend. So there's a lot going on. A good time for me to revisit my good old fashioned my bingo card. All right, so people always talking about, oh, I ain't had that on my bingo card. Well, look what my bingo card looking like. So these are the folks that I have for my free agent bingo, right? And now free agent bingo started to look kind of good for your boy, cause Al, look, I got bingo. I got bingo. Oh, you know what I'm talking about? And I just got it this morning, because if you look closely, you'll notice that Bo Bichette was the one missing underneath Tatsuya Imai, and who went to the Houston Astros, and between Muratami, who went to the Chicago White Sox. Ranger Suarez just signed this week as well, so that was at the very bottom. He went to the Mets, and Bo Bichette went to the Mets, so that gives me my bingo. Hallelujah. Where my prize at? Where I get my money at? Bingo, ho, what's happening, bro? I got your boy got bingo, you know, but I'm going to keep on playing, though. I'm going to keep on playing. Let's look at who else it is that I've got on my list so that I can actually call bingo. I'm so stupid. All right, so I did also get to recently cross off Pete Fairbanks, who moved from Tampa to Miami. All right, good on your homeboy. That's good. I also did get to take off Hassan Kim, Alex Bregman, who went to the Cubs as well, and Mr. Cal Tucker, if you see him down there in the left-hand corner. So these are all people that I originally was like, yo, I think that these folks are going to get traded first. And as of right, not traded, but dished, because these are free agents, not folks that have been acquired from other teams. And as of right now, I only got, about 7 more people. But if that Luis Arias, if you get picked up, that's 2 bingos. Hold on, we're playing Connect 4 now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing all right, man. So what an exciting week. Like, this is the week that I think that we was hoping we would get during the winter meetings when everything seemed to be so slow. But now things are finally starting to move. And I think, you know what broke the dam was that Alex Bregman move, man. Once Alex Bregman kind of got out the way, things just start moving fast. Right? And now all of a sudden we down to the last few like really dope, good looking free agents for the teams. So let's speculate before we get up out of here. Who, pray tell, do we suspect may be the next on this list to go? And I think most of y'all are going to agree with me on this. Frankly, let's be honest. The next on this list to go is going to be Cody Bellinger. It's got to be. Well, you know what? Let me not say that. I say the next big name to go is going to be Cody Bellinger, but I don't understand why like folks like Sir Anthony's and Luis. I get Luis Arias don't slug, he ain't that fast. I get it, but the dude OBP is ridiculous. He just need to go to a team that, frankly, I can't help but feel like the Dodgers are a perfect fit. I cannot help but feel that way. The Dodgers and the Mets. The Mets specifically right now. All right, especially given the fact that the Mets still don't have a legitimate first baseman replacement. I don't think that Vientos is one to be relied upon in the first base department. Not to say that he can't do it. I just don't think he should be your best and only option. So I think that it would be smart to add a Luis Arias. We're going to give you the OBP. He ain't going to knock it out City Field. All right, but at bare minimum, he's going to get on base right in front of Juan Soto. So when Juan Soto walks, now y'all got 2 people on base. All right, And so maybe, who knows, man? I think y'all do need at least one more slugger, which I would highly. I mean, I don't know if y'all are going to bring back your boy Smarte, but Santander's out there, and he ain't the best defensively. He's still coming off some hurt. Marcel Azuna is still out there. Might be able to provide y'all with something. And hey, look, I ain't gonna lie, man. Maybe Harrison Bader, even though he ain't slugging, I mean, he still hits. But we'll see. And you still can use some pitching. So that Framber thing and the Michael King thing still feel like viable options, even though I don't think Michael King going anywhere other than the. All right, but exciting week, right? Exciting, right? We have some stuff going on in the world of MLB before we kick off the WBC and before pitchers and catchers report, before the spring training starts. So yeah, this made me happy. I'm happy to see these moves. So shout out to everybody who had any love today. I just want to really quick give a quick, brief, and well-deserved shout out to the following folks. Thank you very much. Big up to you, Mr. Cal Tucker, for your newfound agreement with the Dodgers. Big up to you, Mr. Mr. Bo Bichette, for finally stepping outside of that Toronto Blue Jay comfort zone. And big up to you, the audience, for watching your boy and listening in. I really appreciate it, man. It means a lot just to have a potential baseball friend to talk to, because you know y'all my people. So I sincerely appreciate. Oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to remember to do like the whole subscribe thing at the break. Hey everybody, hey guys, make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you hit the notification button. And hey guys, just make sure you like and subscribe. Okay, like and subscribe, share, but most importantly, comment, because what I really want to do here, unlike some of the news sources that we watch, I know I ain't the only one that comes in here and watches, the MLBs, the Foul Territories, and all of the different podcasts, and listens to this and watches baseball and just gets completely obsessed. I know I'm not but the difference I would like is I like this to be almost 90, 80, 60 something percent interactive. I want to come here and respond to what it is that I read. I'm even going to start doing a segment where I just go over comments that are read online underneath some of these moves that are being made. And just to kind of show you exactly what I'm talking about, as of this morning, there is a post from MLB that speaks about the Bo Bichette trade. And if you look closely, I'll show you right here. You normally will get folks who will say things in the comments. So let's just go ahead and take a quick look at that, and I'll show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. And then we'll go ahead and get on up out of here. Sound fair? All right, cool. So look at what they're saying. Let's see if everybody's liking this or if they not necessarily feeling it. Okay, so the first comment says, change is nothing, Mets is still bad. 0 pitching. Is he wrong? I don't know. They did get Luke Weaver. They got Devin Williams. And even though those are second-rate Yankees, I don't know. Ranger Suarez, though. Ranger Suarez. I don't know if you can really say that, homeboy. Let's go back to the tape. All right. What else are they saying in the conversation right here? It says, all right, the Mets are ruining baseball. Is it the Mets or the Dodgers ruining baseball? Come on now. All right, he's very good. All right, baseball MLB Hall of Good. It's good. Why would the Mets pay $42 million a year? Wow, that's a good point. I don't know if they're feeling it. Wow, they might manage to win a game against the Dodgers now. Huh. The Dodgers might not get swept by Anaheim. How did we become the losers? Who is you? We're winning the World Series. Yeah, I don't know about all that. Okay, so this is a proposed lineup. Batting leadoff, Lindor. For second, Bichette, Soto. You know what? I would put Soto behind Bichette. I would put Bichette's more of an RBI guy, and I think that Soto is more of a walk guy. So before I go talking about putting Bo Bichette in front of Juan Soto, I would probably start thinking, yeah, he probably would be better suited behind. That's just me, though. I'm not a coach. What do I know? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm a manager. What else are we saying here? Wow. Dave Dombrowski, counter days. That is a sentiment that I could see coming about, especially after, wait a minute, Dave Dombrowski, he's a Philly guy. What does that have to do with anything? All right, well, that's probably because they lost that deal. Did you hear about that? Uh, Bo Bichette originally was offered like 6 or 7 years from Philly. It was for like $200 million. They offered him like a long-term $200 million contract. And before last night, before the Mets came in with 126 for free, that was his plan. The Mets swooped in, was like, yo, we'll give you almost all that you're going to get, minus $74 million, but for less than half the time. Only thing Bo Bichette got to remember, now you got to go out and show and prove. You can't have one of them injury seasons for the next couple of years, because your next offer will not look like that, because you will be damn near 30, if not already over 30. So that's something you got to keep in mind as well, homeboy. Let's get the rest of these comments say that I'll go ahead and get up out of here. Red Sox fans just dropped to their knees. It's me. It's a mess. What are you a mess for? This ain't got nothing. Y'all think that the Mets really think? Oh, I said the Ranger went to the dam. Let me course correct really quickly. Man. Oh, man. All right. I might have to edit that part out. But if I don't, for some reason, I hope y'all didn't hear me accidentally say that the Ranger had the Mets had Ranger. I meant the Red Sox. Sorry. All right. Please check my record cleaning. Please check this part of the interview to make sure you know that I ain't trying to go out there spitting off a bunch of false information. I accidentally said the Mets. All right. They still need pitching. All right. Anyway, I should probably go while I still have my wits about me, if I do. All right. But once again, big thanks to you, boy. I mean, big shout out to Cal Tucker for his landing, his big deal out there in LA. And of course, big shout out to the one and only Bo Bichette for landing his deal as well. So big up to everybody once again for listening and all of that good stuff. I will be back on here whenever I can, but at least you know you can catch these clips always on my YouTube channel, The Real Vince Taylor, on the Black, where we cover baseball with flavor like chocolate.